Therefore, Shaykh Said Hawa, rahimahullah ta'ala, Shaykh Said Hawa mentioned, and Shaykh Said Hawa was one of the he was one of the Syrian scholars that passed away about 15 years ago, 20 maybe, yeah, 15 years ago. Very, very humble Hanafi scholar. And maybe I mentioned this to you, but I'll mention it again. In one of the classrooms, some of the communists in Hammam, the city close to where I am, some of the communist teachers was telling students that, stand up. And the student stands up and says, do you see the blackboard? The student says yes. Then the teacher says, then the blackboard exists. And then he tells them, do you see the teacher? The students say yes. Then they say the teacher exists. And do you see the chalk, piece of chalk? They said yes. Then he said then the chalk exists. And then the teacher said, do you see Allah? And the students, they said no. Then he said, Allah doesn't exist. So one of the students stood up and said, do you see the brain of the teacher? They said no. Then he said, his brain doesn't exist. Not everything that you see, not necessarily. You feel sad. Do you see your sadness in front of you? You feel like you love somebody. Do you see that love coming in formula? The air that you smell now that you take and breathe, do you see it? Do you see the H2O and the nitrogen and all these gases? You don't. Not necessarily seeing. We have basar and basira. But this is not the point. So what did they do? They said, okay, we don't accept anything. We have to go by our brain. Whatever our brain tells us is the truth. Therefore, they went to evolution. I'm not going to say Darwin did not really invent all that Darwinism of saying that it was a sequence of things, but that's not our topic today. But they said that the origin of man is actually a monkey because it's all an accident, and that's it. The others, those who were supposedly very strong with their religious beliefs, and I'm not talking about only Muslims, I'm talking about the others, they told Galileo, look, if you think that this earth is oval, we're going to kill you. This earth is flat. Actually, I can show you still books right now that were written about 1,000 years ago that there's ijma', there's consensus that the earth is flat. And actually when the watches were invented, anyone who wore a watch was not only mubtadi', was not only an innovator, especially if he prayed according to the watch. So some scholars would even say he's not of Islam. But that's not the point. The point is to see how, to give you a comparison of two people. One who just totally depended on his brain. Says, look, then it must be an evolution. Man must come from a monkey. He thinks his grandfather is a monkey. Okay, the others say, look, we can't, our brains don't accept anything else, this is what we're going to get. The earth is flat because that's all we see. Then where do we stand as Muslims? Muslims actually stand with the science. It's despite what other peoples believe that religion and sciences contradict. In Islam, we don't believe that religion and science contradict each other. On the opposite, religion and science, they come hand in hand. Islam stressed on the mind. Use your mind. أَفَلَا يَتَفَكَّرُونَ أَفَلَا يَعْقِلُونَ عقل, everything, عقل. قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ ثُمَّ انظُرُوا. All these things. Then what is the point? Where is the limit? And Islam told us that we need to use our minds. And Islam also, what did he do? Islam sent us a message. We have a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Quran al-Kareem. Al-Quran al-Kareem is a book that enlightens your way with your mind. It's not a restrictive measure to your mind. In other words, Al-Quran and the entire messages of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that came, Al-Tawrah, Al-Injil, and all these, Al-Zabur, and all these books, came what? Came to free people's minds. What does that mean? Then I'll give you an example. If someone is in jail, let's say, or he's in a dark room, very dark, he can't see anything, and he's locked up. And he has an axe, and he knows if he digs somewhere, he will get out. But where does he start? It's too big. The jail he's in is very big, very dark, he can't see anything. His brain tells him, if he digs, he will get out. But where does he start? Where does he end? What if he digs the other way? What if he digs in a way that kills him? And Islam comes to tell you, to lead you, to give you light, for example, first of all, to lighten all this area, and to lead you immediately to the shortest way to salvation and success. This is the whole point. So you can go and follow this way of success. And therefore people in Islam, we believe that the mind and the Quran, the intellect and the Quran, they go hand in hand, and there's a what? There's actually a consensus and an agreement between the mind and the Quran. Absolutely, there's absolutely no opposition, no differences. Al-Quran ilmi, many things in the Quran, they're discovering every day. We don't want to go into that right now. But what is the problem then? The problem is when we stop the Quran and we employ our own minds. They say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said something, we say, no, we don't want to. We want to do something else. SubhanAllah. In al-hukmu illa lillah. Al-hukmu for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ حَظِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ. And some people say, no, well, this is very... We don't accept that. Yani some people want to pretend that they are more merciful on the slaves of Allah than Allah himself. What happens? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, for example, gives you the rules, al-qawa'id al-Quraniyya. Al-qawa'id al-Quraniyya means the Quranic rules. And we talked about them. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٌ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. Nothing is like him. So people, what do people do? They disabled the Quran. They said, no, yeah, nothing is like him. Not like it. What we're going to do is we're going to start imagining. That's why you go to these people, to them, وَلَيَذُ بِاللَّهِ, their God, or whatever they call God, and Shaitan are the same. Why? In the movies and the cartoons and in the books you see, they make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلَيَذُ بِاللَّهِ تَعَالَى اللَّهُ عَمَّا يُشْرِكُونَ, according to them, like a man with a beard, and he's got the clouds surrounding him, and he comes and goes in these clouds and all these things. And Shaitan, what does he look like? Also like a man. See, both of them are men. The only difference is Shaitan has two horns, and he has a fork, and he's wearing red and black. You see how? Because they're not willing to submit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them that nothing is like him. So how can they have to create these things in their minds so they can what? They can understand it, they want to comprehend it. And that's why they dish it out to you. You go, even in the cartoons, and that's why I'm telling you these things so you can be careful. You can be careful what you see, and you can filter what you hear and what you read. Because that's how people do. People have a human being who has a fork and who has two horns, that's Shaitan. And a human being who has a beard and lives in the clouds and is wearing white, that's Ar-Rahman wa-Rahman. According to them, anyone who believes this is not Muslim. So be careful of these things. And even if you see it by accident, you need to what? You need to reject it. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing is like him. Then why have we been created? And we mentioned that last khutbah. What is the sentiment? What is the reason for our creation? And في Surah Al-Dariyat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the whole thing. And He said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have created the jinn and ins but to worship me. And the ulama said, لِيَعْرِفُونَ أو لِيُوَحِّدُونَ. يُوَحِّدُونَ, what does it mean? So they got tawheed. التوحيد, what does the tawheed mean in Arabic? من وحد يوحد. Tawheed means unite, make it one. Now some people want to make tawheed three. Tawheed is one, not three. One. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم جاء بكلمة التوحيد. Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم came with the kalima of tawheed and بتوحيد الكلمة. How many tawheeds? More if somebody else comes and says tawheed is 4, then 5, and 6 and all. Innovation. Some other time I'll address this issue inshallah ta'ala in more details. From this ayah, I have not created jinn and ins but to worship me or to know me. What can we conclude? We can conclude few things. Number one, that we truly exist. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He created. That means humans and everybody else exists, negating what philosophers, as you all know, many philosophers and so-called scientists, they say, we are all in imagination. It's a waham. Waham is what? We're just dreaming. It's a big dream. Just like a prolonged dream. We don't